Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are 2 days away from Mind Game 7. I am Jeff Santos along with my broadcast colleague Jackie Blue, and we have got a stacked card. We will find out who the final two men in the Sure Shot tournament are, and will we find out what match Kirby and Kyle Andrews are going to have this Sunday.
I can only assume that's one of the things we have to look forward to tonight. I mean, we're here with this sold-out crowd at the very last stop on the way to the biggest show of them all, Mind Game 7.
Yes, indeed, and we start out with a bit of a preview of this Sunday. Of course, Emma Kiwi and Abigail Faye, both #1 contenders to the Femme Division Championship, along with Shaylee Williams. So we have a tag match right now, Kiwi and Faye versus Williams and Madison, but this Sunday they're all going to be fighting for themselves.
Well, I just have to say that that's what interfering gets you. I mean, you know, think about it. If maybe these ladies had just let things go like they should have been, we wouldn't be dealing with, 3 #1 contenders to the women's titles. So I'm just excited to see what's going to happen at Mind Games and when all 4 of these very combustible elements come together.
It will definitely be interesting. Shaylee Williams on her way to the ring now. She has been to Mind Games before many times. The stuff of legends, her matches. Here we go. That's right, this Sunday, Abigail Fate, Emma Kiwi, Shaylee Williams, and Carmen Madison, a fatal 4-way for the Femme Division Championship. No stipulations announced as of yet, but I know we're not above changing things on the show.
This is true. I do like to keep everyone guessing, which is my prerogative.
I'd have to believe in this match right now, though, Madison and Williams will be at a somewhat stark disadvantage coming into this match against an established tag team. Crap, there's an error.
What happened?
Super came out. Oh, I forgot to put in a Madison super.
We'll be okay.
Division champion facing a almost heroic challenge come Sunday. 3 women coming for her title. Now, I understand the fairness factor of keeping Shaylee in there and putting Fate in there, but what about the champion herself? She's got to defend the title against 3 people.
Well, you heard her herself talking to Pouncy last week. Her business partner, and she doesn't seem at all concerned about this match with both, with all three of these women, and she seems to think that, maybe the kind of odd element of Abigail Fate and Emma Kiwi having to go against each other is something that's going to be on her side, but I think she's really not counting the, the other element, which is Shaylee Williams, who is clearly a veteran and is clearly, there to make an impression, and she's there to go after that belt alone, and I just hope that Madison doesn't let her guard down.
As Shaylee Williams has been in some wars at Mind Games, the last woman standing match of Mind Games 2 comes to mind specifically. Of course, she's in a bit of a war right now against Kiwi and Fate. Look at this, face buster!
Well, this is the first time that the women's title has been put on the line in a Fatal 4-Way match at Mind Games.
Indeed, they've always been one-on-one matches, great one-on-one matches, I might add. Look at this off the top rope with a spinning heel kick. Shaylee Williams trying to end this match and get to Sunday, and Fate breaking up the count.
You have to wonder if part of that was Shaylee Williams trying to show Carmen Madison that she's not the only one that can do a little bit of high flying and needs to be watching out for that.
Well, Williams turned her back on Kiwi just a second, and Kiwi now STO.
Always a bad idea. If there's one thing you should know about Emma Kiwi, it's that you don't turn your back on her, figuratively or literally.
Emma Kiwi has broken into the Femme division and taken it by storm, seems like.
But you do have to remember, of course, Emma Kiwi is not above turning her back on.
Oh, wait a minute, Williams reversing that and laying in the chops on Kiwi.
All four women, caught up there in the corner. You have to wonder if there's maybe a
clotheslined off the apron.
A little bit of cattiness going on there as well.
And Madison and Fate apparently sharing words. Here's a cover, two, and Fate again saving Kiwi. Will she do that this Sunday? Oh, and a big clothesline.
Because Sunday she goes into this as her opponent, and you have to wonder, what does that involve with the whole idea of Kiwi being her master?
Yeah, I worry at the fact that Kiwi might just order Fate to lay down for a 3 count. Of course, I don't think Williams and Madison will let that happen.
I highly doubt that.
Oh, big chop in the corner.
It looked like Williams was favoring her knee a second ago. I wonder if that's going to be an element that you have to deal with this Sunday.
Williams, arm wringer here, right in front of Madison, not getting the tag though. Wait a minute. Oh, the big move.
And you can see Madison
begging for a tag, and there it is.
You can say she's getting anxious. She wants in there, and she wants a chance to prove herself.
Look at this, Bulldog!
And this is as much about the mental game and about the mind games as it is about the physical aspect of it.
The Femme Division champion opening up on Abigail Fate.
Just dissecting her.
Into the corner, here we go. Vintage Madison there. And Carmen Madison continuing the attack on one of the women who will challenge her for the Femme Division Championship this Sunday. Not letting up for a second.
If she's going to have any chance against going at 3 women for her title, she doesn't have the choice to let up.
Oh, wait a minute. I think Madison was going for a springboard move off the apron, and Fate caught her and then caught Williams.
You can see that the rage is just taking over with Fate, and she's really letting emotions run wild here, and she really doesn't have the luxury of being able to do that on Sunday.
Perhaps not, but emotion makes Abigail Fate one of the strongest women in the Femme Division, and perhaps one of the most dangerous.
And with women like Madison and Williams, you have to see that their high-octane offense can be at an end like that when it comes to someone with the strength
right
like
to
Fate.
The mush. Kiwi into a cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Madison. Thank goodness, I don't think Williams was going to make it in time. Wait a minute, Madison. Oh, the Bulldog on Kiwi. And these two women are remarkably familiar with each other, and Fate
of
grabbing
course
Madison from outside the ring. Perhaps averting a disaster there.
I can only assume that we're probably going to see more of that on Sunday, which seems quite likely.
Oh, Kiwi driving Madison's face right into the mat. Knee drop to the back of the head.
You can see that Williams is keeping her place out there on the outside of the ring, though. She's not going to get there and get involved on behalf of Carmen Madison because she's saving herself for Sunday, and maybe that's the smart move.
Yeah, Williams may even be letting Madison absorb a little bit of punishment. Oh, Faye with an elbow right to the forehead.
I mean, she's in no hurry to get in there and try and help her tag team partner, and I don't think it's out of maliciousness.
Madison, look at this! Oh my!
Proving that she doesn't need help.
And there's the tag to Williams. Williams now off the rope, springboard!
Looks like there's a little bit of one-upmanship going on there, wouldn't you say, Jeff?
I'd say so. These two women are flying. Look at this, springboard now. Caught Fate with the cross body block into a cover. 1, 2, and Kiwi. Breaking that one up. Oh, Williams getting behind Fate. That is the speed of Shaylee Williams for you. Fate, though, on the knee.
I think what was interesting, though, is that Madison really wasn't, I mean, she could have made it there in time, and she didn't even try and get in on that. So, like I said, I think these women are kind of playing a little bit of mind games before we even get there Sunday.
Oh, big shot from Fate. I would not discount any theory of mind games going on between these women. They've been going on all year. Madison has been fighting the True Blood Coalition. Wait a minute. Oh, Fate. No, Williams caught her from behind. Cover immediately. 1, 2, and Kiwi again. Oh, Shaylee Williams nearly snuck in the back door and got that one. Oh, what a shot.
She's distracted by Kiwi, and then Fate comes in. These women know what they're doing, and Williams and Madison would do good to remember what they're going up against.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. More tag team maneuvers from Fate and Kiwi, who appear to be operating as a unit much better than Williams and Madison are. Kiwi now surfboard stretch. Will Williams tap out?
I think that Carmen Madison is laboring under the delusion that Shaylee Williams is her friend. And in this, there are no friends. It is only enemies when it comes to mind games and when it comes to that Femme Division title.
Kiwi, a Cobra clutch, just slamming Williams to the ground. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and Madison breaking that one up. Look at this. Oh, Williams caught her. Kiwi tried to rush in, and Shaylee Williams made her pay for it. Oh, the kick, but it did almost no damage. Kiwi, on a shot right to the throat. Kiwi goes for the right hand. No, Williams! Can she make the tag? And there it is! Here comes Madison! What? No! What the
As I told you,
happening here?
She's not her friend. She's not her friend.
1,
and I think that was
2,
the point.
3, this one's over!
It is completely obvious that on no level is Shaylee Williams Carmen Madison's friend, and I think that's the exact message that she wanted to send here.
Let's take another look at this sequence of events. The shocking sequence of events. Williams making the tag. Caught Madison, though, with a big DDT. And then dragging Kiwi over. I know we're not going to see anything like that this Sunday, but wow. Oh my goodness, the hardcore title on the line in a ladder match.
Every superstar wants to be SWF champion. 8 men started with a chance to chase that dream. At Mind Games, the final 2 men in the Sure Shot tournament will vie for an SWF title shot. Who will come away with a golden opportunity? SWF Mind Games, live on pay-per-view April 17th. Check hbkdls24.drivepod.com for details.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we will now find out one of the 2 men who will go on to Mind Games in the Short Shot Finals.
Yes, indeed, and there is a little bit of backstage history between these two, actually. Alex Knight and John Purtle. Actually, one of the things that Knight likes to call him is Purtle the Turtle, which, as you can imagine, doesn't really set that well with John. So these two, they don't have a lot of, in-ring history, but backstage they really tend to get underneath each other's skin. So that's an element that we're going to have to look at in this.
Indeed, there's the matchups for tonight. Knight and Purtle will lock horns here momentarily. And then in our main event, Mike Kazar continues the comeback trail against Chris Ferran. And by the end of the night, we will know our Sure Shot final match for Mind Games 7.
And you have to know going into this, Alex Knight, he has a lot of, rookie greenness to him, but he's been wanting this match with John Purtle, and you have to wonder what John Purtle is going to dish out, so to speak, here.
John Purtle, not exactly one to put over anyone.
No, and you have to know that he's also the kind of man to make sure to get his point across, and I think that's maybe what John's looking at in this match. So Alex Knight would do well to remember that.
Alex Knight, of course, the former protege of the #1 contender himself, Kyle Andrews. Despicable man.
You really don't like him, do you?
I really don't. After last week, how could anybody like him?
It's true. Poor Cole Van Zandt laid up on the shelf for Lord knows how long, and he's not even a competitor.
I guess we'll see just how much Knight has learned from Kyle Andrews as he faces a veteran here today.
Well, let's just see if he's going to employ some of that ruthless aggression that we saw last week.
John Purtle, I'd venture to say a future Hall of Famer in the SWF. They're locking up right off the bat here. Purtle, arm wringer. There's the judo background from John Purtle.
I may not be a huge fan of John Purtle, but he is a really, really strong competitor.
Knight, though, matching in reversal for reversal and a head scissors takeover. Alex Knight trying to make a statement here as well as advance to the finals of the Sure Shot tournament. Oh, John Purtle, big forearm shot in the kip up.
Looks like all Alex Knight managed to do was piss off John Purtle.
Oh, face buster.
Of course, it doesn't take much.
Into the first cover of the match. Knight, one. Kick out after one. It's going to take a lot more than that to put down John Purtle. Luthez press here in the middle of the ring. John Purtle, a multi-time former SWF champion. Knight trying to put him away with the shooting star press. Two, and a kick out after two this time.
It's going to take a lot more than that to keep John Purtle down. Though he does seem to be spending a lot of time on his back in this match, which is not somewhere John Purtle wants to be.
He's not somewhere John Purtle is used to being. A stomp right to the face, and now taunting the crowd. And taunting Alex Knight.
Classic John Purtle.
John Purtle, perhaps one of the best talkers in the business.
Not only can he talk the talk, but he can walk the walk, and that's what makes him so
Knight
dangerous.
Here off the top rope. Oh, and the spear! Into a cover. Could this be enough? One, two, kick out after two.
Alex Knight has been pretty relentless from the get-go in this match, and I'm just, I'm actually pretty surprised that he's been managed to keep John Purtle at bay, as it were, but I think it's just a matter of time.
Oh, the DDT! Spiking Knight on his head. That might be the turnaround that John Purtle was looking for. Purtle now a triangle choke. It's a submission move. He might make Knight tap out here.
What would be more embarrassing than that?
Of course, John's going to be looking for the CSOB. His figure four submission lock. Knight would do well to make sure he's not around for that. Float over DDT, and John Purtle is now in firm control of the match. Hooks the far leg. One. Kick out after one from Knight this time. Knight into the ropes, and he got caught by the patented Legaruni. And John Purtle, look at this now. Oh, going to work on the knee.
More classic John Purtle. I just can't wait to see, him really dial it up a notch because, Alex Knight, he's been shooting his mouth off backstage, and that John Purtle isn't just going to take that sitting down.
So indeed, I had heard about their backstage altercations. Oh, wait a minute, Knight ducks under in a German suplex.
I actually had to find both men at one point.
Northern Lights suplex, bridge into the cover. One, two, and Purtle kicking out. That was definitely close. Alex Knight pulling several pinning combinations out in succession there.
He's trying anything to keep John Purtle down. But when it comes to that SWF championship, you will not keep John Purtle down.
Purtle sending Knight into the ropes. Oh, he missed with the forearm shot. Knight coming in now. Neckbreaker from the rookie. Alex Knight, springboard, crossbody, and Purtle moved out of the way.
Sometimes you pay for that high-octane offense.
No, and back to the knee. John Purtle singular in purpose here.
As flashy as John Purtle is, he doesn't like anybody else showing off in his ring, end quote.
Oh, look at a little bit of judo from Alex Knight. Perhaps making a dig at John Purtle's fighting background. Knight now. Oh my goodness. Big move from Alex Knight. Here's a cover. One, two. Kick out after two from John Purtle. Of course, the winner of this match will go on this Sunday to the finals of the Sure Shot tournament. Wait a minute, John Purtle off the top rope, cross body, and he caught him.
I think for Alex Knight, this is about proving himself, and that's not what he needs to be worrying about. Because, as you said, this is for a shot for the number one contender.
Pirtle out of the corner, a little bit of acrobatics of his own, perhaps making his own dig at Alex Knight's fighting style.
That's the thing, with a veteran like Pirtle, he can sit there and mess with your mind just as much as he can physically hurt you.
John Pirtle dragging Alex Knight towards the corner. Now sends Knight out on the apron. No, Knight forearm shot. Springboard. Oh, and Pirtle made him pay for it again. The high-octane offense of Alex Knight is proving basically ineffective against John Pirtle here.
Well, sometimes the big problem with high-octane offense is that you really lose that sense of ring presence, and that's what John Pirtle is, clearly a master at. He knows where he is at all times and where his opponent is.
Here's a cover after the snap suplex. 2. Kick out after 2. John Pirtle refusing to stay down. Oh, the big clothesline in the corner from Alex Knight.
John seems to be fading a little bit here, and you have to be concerned, is the rookie going to pull off this upset?
Look at this creative submission hold here. Rocking Pirtle back. Knight going up to the top rope. Pirtle. There's Knight with the spear again, and Pirtle sidestepped him.
That's what I'm talking about, ring presence.
Oh, wait a minute. Alpha Slam coming. No! Alex Knight reversed it.
You have to think that that's only going to serve to make John Pirtle even more angry.
Alex Knight reversing the Alpha Slam. John Pirtle's going to go for it again. No, and he hits it. John Pirtle, the Alpha Slam. Alex Knight hits the mat with resounding impact, and this one's over.
John Pirtle wasting no time to pick up that pin. He is after one thing and one thing alone, and that is a shot at the SWF Championship.
Indeed, that has always been John Pirtle's only goal, the SWF title, and he moves one step closer. He goes on to Mind Game 7 and the Sure Shot Finals.
Who will he face, though, Jeff?
We will find out later tonight. It will be either Mike Lazar or Chris Moran. We will find out in the main event. Oh, wait a minute! Davis from behind!
I have to say that's just a little bit of payback from last week.
Well, these two will meet at Mind Games, and hopefully the tit for tat will end there.
Please. Intelligence gathering mission. I'll be back before dinner.
I shall dispatch them.
I don't care. I'm not letting that psycho get away again.
Your duty is to the mission and to the world, not Becca Bunn.
You can't do anything to stop me.
Do whatever he wants to. I won't betray them.
Ordering you to seek out and neutralize the terrorist threat.
Kevin!
At the time they figured out what we were doing, they would be first.
Former colleagues, former partners, former friends. At Mind Games, PG-13 and Daniel Santoy will meet one last time in a street fight to put their issues to rest. Will PG-13 finally get the better of his former mentor, or will Santoy add one more notch to his undefeated streak? SWF Mind Games, live on pay-per-view April 17th. Check hbkdls24.tripod.com for details.
PG-13 joining us live via satellite from his home in Portland, Oregon.
Big surprise, he doesn't want to be here in person again. You have to wonder how Santoy is going to take that.
PG-13 laying down the gauntlet here. Wait a minute! Santoy!
What is he doing there? How did he even get that?
PG-13's home, and oh my goodness, there are police officers. Well, that's good.
Yeah, you have to wonder. I mean, like, maybe his wife called the cops.
And we just lost the satellite feed, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that.
I love my son, but that was creepy. I'm not gonna lie, that was creepy.
That is what this has become. This battle is intensely personal. It will be settled this Sunday in an Extreme Rules match. I shudder to think what those two men are going to do to each other.
Well, I can guarantee you there will probably be blood.
Now we have a one-on-one match, another preview of this Sunday. Of course, Dandy and Dexter, D-Squared, winning the opportunity at Dark Horizon to take on the Devil Dogs, Scooter Pondoff and Travis Grant for the Tag Team Championship. This match has actually got a lot of history. If you'll remember, D-Squared took out Scooter Pondoff's former tag team partner before their match at Game Over. Pondoff had to bring Grant in as a replacement. And 1 month later, they won the tag team titles, and D-Squared has been on the warpath ever since to get those titles back.
And that's because they think that the titles really do belong to them. Like it's their personal little trophy that they can carry around for all of eternity. And I'm really excited to see these good, wholesome, clean-cut Marine boys come in and give them a run for their money.
Travis Grant coming down here. He will square off with Dandy in just one moment. And of course, both men bringing their potential backup. You have to wonder what role Pondoff and Dexter are going to play in this match.
Well, while my edict from last week has not been issued this week, I can certainly hope, even though it's probably for no good reason, I can hope that there won't be any interference. We'll actually see a nice, good, fair match.
There actually hasn't been any any unfortunate interference incidents here tonight, but that could
I know.
change with all these men at ringside.
Well, especially with the blood boiling just under the surface with Mind Games just around the corner.
Dandy catching Grant with a shoulder block, and he kicks him just right out of the ring. Travis Grant will be going into his first Mind Games ever. And of course, Scooter Pondoff has had some role in all 6. Danny will rake to the face. Oh, here's what's scary about D squared right here. Oh, the powerful backbreaker.
You mentioned it earlier about John Purtle, and I'm sure that the same is true for Scooter Pondoff, and that we have a future Hall of Famer.
Yes, indeed, no doubt. Former SWF champion, hardcore champion, now tag team champion. I think if you go back in the record books, there are few that have held more gold than Scooter Pondoff. Grant catching Dandy in the face there with a punch. Look at this, belly to back suplex, drops Dandy right on the back of his head. You get a man that heavy and drop him on his head, he's not going to take too much of that. Oh, Dandy, knee to the midsection, lifting Grant up, throwing the slam.
Looks like he just picked that man up by his ears. This is some brutal offense.
Dandy and Dexter are synonymous with brutal offense. We will see more of it this Sunday. Of course, Dandy and Dexter, a bit of a mixed record at the big event. They won last year. They have won before as a unit, but they've also lost as a unit. They lost at Mind Games 2, their first Mind Games event, in a triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles, which we'll see another triple threat ladder match at Mind Games this Sunday.
But not for the tag team titles.
No, this time it will be with the hardcore championship. Grant sent out to the outside again. And Dexter, wait a minute. Oh, Dexter just sending Grant back into the ring.
Well, at least it's the minimum amount of involvement.
I thought for a second there we were going to see something bad.
Maybe I made an impact last week. It would be nice.
Travis Grant is in trouble here. Dandy is absolutely dominating him. Wait a minute. Shot to the gut. Travis Grant, look at the power of Grant. Oh, the fireman's carry slam.
He's really not letting that rookie greenness get in his way, is he?
Indeed, sidestepped the shoulder charge there. A bit of out wrestling. Neck breaker to Dandy now. Travis Grant trying to stay on the roll he's on.
Well, being a Marine, he's trained to learn quickly,
Here's
and we've seen that he's really picked things up here with under the tutelage of Scooter Pondoff.
Yes, indeed, he's had to pick things up quickly. Oh, Dandy. Oh, raking the face across the top rope.
That is completely unnecessary. But then again, as you said, they are the kings of unnecessary.
Nice scoop slam there from Travis Grant. He's going up top, going for the high-flying offense. Oh, and he nails the senton. Into a cover here. 1, 2. No, and a kick out before the 3 by Dandy. You have to believe whoever wins this match is going to get a ton of momentum for their team going into this Sunday.
Although there is this unlikely pairing here in Grant and Pondoff, where you have Pondoff, who is the seasoned veteran, and then you have Grant, who's going into his first Mind Games ever, and his first title defense at Mind Games.
It's indeed, you have to wonder if the butterflies are going to get to Travis Grant. Being a former Marine, I don't think they will. That might, though. Clothesline nearly taking his head off. Dandy hooks the far leg. 1, 2, and a kick out by Grant. Travis Grant showing us some resiliency. But Dandy, this is not going to bode well for one half of the tag team champions. Dandy off the top with the power slam.
I can only imagine the things that Mr. Grant has seen in his, in his time at war, but I'm just saying, coming in front of a whole live crowd, especially one as big as Mind Games, it's a completely different kind of animal.
Oh, Dandy made the charge in the corner, and Grant caught him with the boot, followed by a neck breaker. Travis Grant's got to do his best to get out of this match without injury, because that's what Dandy's in there for. He's in there to make sure Travis Grant is not at 100% this Sunday. Here we go. A third backbreaker.
Being
right
a Marine,
across the shoulder.
Being a Marine, I don't know that it matters even if he wasn't at 100% this Sunday, because he's still going to bring it.
Big slam there. That's usually Dandy's setup. Well, looks like he, indeed, as I said, continuing the punishment. Not looking to finish Travis Grant off. Dandy now going for the last call, maybe. No, Grant, no! Facebuster, averting disaster there. Travis Grant off the rope. Drop kick to the temple.
I am really proud of Scooter Pondoff, though. He has let Travis Grant go in there and sit there and hold his own, and hasn't bothered to try and get in there and interfere with things.
Oh my goodness! Indeed, Pondoff trying to keep his nose clean here, but may become more difficult in a moment. Last call from Dandy.
Well, if things get too hairy, that he will be in there to back up his teammate.
And Dandy now could be looking for the Dandy bomb. That is, in fact, what he's doing. Here we go. Oh, what impact!
And it's going to have a severe impact, I think, on the mental state of Travis Grant going into Mind Games.
Dandy with a cover here. 1, 2, 3. This one's over. If Dandy can pull that off this Sunday, we will once again have D Squared as our tag team champions.
Looks like Travis Grant is hurting in a really bad way.
We'll have to see if Travis Grant is at 100% this Sunday. At least we know Scooter Pondoff will be, and he will be mad.
Homeless is in your heart, not your conditions.
I know there's a few bootleggers in here. You find the prostitutes and whatnot in this area.
Drug addiction brings a huge variety of people.
I had a scholarship to Wayland Baptist University.
Keeping my wife alive has been more important to me.
I'm just tired, man.
It's false pride. I just want to be an average Joe.
They're trying to satisfy that pain inside. It ain't gonna go away.
Father's got a cow where he's gonna go to.
The Son of God, the Son of Man, he also walked this barren land. I am the homeless.
Champion. A person who has defeated all opponents in a competition, so as to hold first place. Also, a person who fights for or defends any person or cause. At Mind Games, 2011 high-stakes winner Kyle Andrews faces Kirby with the SWF Championship on the line. Can the most dominant champion in SWF history stand against one more challenger? SWF Mind Games, live on pay-per-view April 17th. Check hbkdls24.tripod.com for details.
And now we have to listen to this guy. champion! It's Kirby! Andrews doesn't know! Oh no! No! Wait a minute! Oh my God! What? Oh my God!
His only mission was to survive. Shot down in the South Pacific, fighter ace Charles Sullivan faces the odds, the enemy, and the greatest threat known to man, man himself. This incredible true story is now available on DVD with behind-the-scenes footage, cast and crew interviews, and a glimpse of independent filmmaking at its finest. Injury Slight, please advise, on DVD. See injuryslight.com for details.
Oh my goodness, and what we just witnessed, Kyle Andrews chokeslam through the ring, all leading up to this Sunday, Mind Game 7.
Indeed, our first match, Martin versus Curry for the SWF Intercontinental Championship. Martin won that #1 contendership at Dark Horizons, and will Curry be able to defend his title only his second Mind Games ever?
It will be interesting to see if the Intercontinental Champion can retain, given the experience of Kevin Martin. Then we have this, Eric Ridgway winning his #1 contendership last month against a rookie, Devlin Hunter. He faces the United States champion, Pouncey, who has had an absolute hell of a year. Ladder matches and beatdowns and everything.
Speaking of beatdowns, our next match will be D-Squared versus the Devil Dogs, as we just saw a small preview of. Danby and Dexter seek to regain the tag titles, but will the Resident Marines make sure that doesn't happen? Can Pondoff and Grant make it out on top?
It will be interesting to see those two teams squaring off at Mind Games. Then we have this, Chip Davis costing Sam Bratton his shot at an SWF title shot, not once, but twice. And of course, Sam Bratton taking exception to that. The two will meet on the biggest stage in the SWF in 3 days.
And as we mentioned, our triple threat ladder match for the hardcore title, announced by the champion just earlier tonight. These men will be bloodied and broken, but which one will come away with the title? I'm telling you, it could be anybody's match going into this. All three of these men have more than enough motivation.
And the brutality we've already seen from Josh Arcanum and Connor House, I've got a feeling will pale in comparison. Then we have this, the Fem Tag Team Championships. They were instated last year at Mind Games. They will be defended at this one by the team who won last year at Mind Games. And it will be, again, a rookie and a veteran going for the championships.
And as we saw just a little bit of how sick and twisted that this thing has become just a little while earlier, with Daniel Silver attacking PG-13 in his home in Portland, Oregon. The losing streak versus the unbeaten streak. Former friends, current rivals, and it's going to be an Extreme Rules match, which means there are actually no rules, as we heard from PG-13.
And then this, the Fatal 4-Way. We saw them in action earlier tonight as teams. They will not be teams this Sunday. Abigail Fate, Shaylee Williams, and Emma Kiwi, all three getting their shot at the Fem Division Championship against Carmen Madison. Can Madison hold off the challenge of these three insanely talented women? I don't know, but she does certainly seem confident about it.
After tonight, we're not sure. And then, our main event of Mind Game 7, after that disturbing sight that we all just saw in the ring, Kyle Andrews versus Kirby, our current champion. It was announced earlier tonight that it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. That's the Monsters Playground. Andrews seems to think that he can survive, but I bet Kirby has other plans.
Indeed. I don't even know if Andrews survived what we just saw him go through. And then we have, of course, the finals of the Sure Shot Tournament, and we will find out right now who will be facing each other for an SWF title shot at any time this Sunday.
You know, Jeff, I spoke last week about how these rookies really have to set themselves apart. We had a lot of rookies come in this year, and sometimes it's really easy to get lost in the mix-up, and I'm really excited about Chris Brand. He's really worked hard to try and set himself apart. I mean, not only is he kind of a unique individual, but he's got a very unique offense, and I'm really hoping for good things out of this match. And going against Mike Kazar, I can't imagine that it would be anything but good things.
Chris Ferran has impressed us so far in the Sure Shot tournament. He won 2 weeks ago against Chip Davis. Of course, it was under slightly dubious circumstances, but still, definitely an impressive win for the rookie. But he faces a man who is literally on fire right now, Mike Kazar. In only his second match back from a horrific injury has stakes.
Really, Jeff? On fire? Like after the car explosion, you don't think that's a little too soon?
Quite possibly. A slip of the tongue, as it was.
Well, but we do have, Mike Kazar going up against, Chris Ferran. But, of course, he's got that element of Molly Rose coming out. And, I'm hoping that, of course, she doesn't get involved. But we've seen it happen before. And we know that Molly just wants to be there to support her boyfriend.
Indeed, Molly Rose. She's got her own match to worry about this Sunday. Of course, all the Hollywood Heartbreakers in huge matches. Well, possibly. Mike Kazar has still got to beat Chris Ferran here tonight to get himself a ticket to Mind Games.
And you can be sure that Chris Ferran doesn't want to see that happen easily.
And Chris Ferran
probably doesn't want to see it happen at all.
Chris Ferran wants to go to his first Mind Games. It will be Mike Kazar's third if he can pull off the victory here. Both men tying up in the middle of the ring. Kazar starting things off a little bit more slowly than last week's effort. Ferran, side headlock. Just laying in a right hand to Mike Kazar. Ferran, another side headlock and a right hand. I don't know, you don't really want to get into a slugfest with a former hardcore champion in Mike Kazar. Ferran, look at this. Leapfrog into a crossbody block. Quick cover here. Not even a 1 count. Mike Kazar struggling to get out of that quickly. Ferran over the top rope onto the apron. Caught him with the forearm shot. Ferran and a hot shot on the top rope.
Slight technical difficulties.
Oh! Kazar now. Chris Ferran went for it all. And Kazar made him pay. Wait a minute. Oh, the spear! Mike Kazar looking to end this one quickly. Here we go. Going for the flashbang. And no! Chris Ferran. Mike Kazar was going for that flashbang slam again. The same move that won the match last week against Chaz Dahanage. And Chris Ferran, the rookie, had it well scouted. Here's a cover, 1 count only.
I do apologize, Jeff. Just having a little bit of technical difficulties there.
No, a stun gun on the top rope. And Chris Ferran, Molly Rose right there in the middle of it.
One thing for sure can be said, Molly Rose is not afraid to get in the middle of things.
Not anymore, not after her tutelage with animation. Kazar into the ropes and a clothesline. Chris Ferran back in control. Here's another cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Kazar. Ferran setting Kazar up in the corner. Oh, this could be something big here. Ferran, and the double underhook suplex off the top rope. That could very well do it. Hooks the far leg. 1, 2, and a kick out again by Kazar.
As I said, Chris Ferrandis, tried so hard to really set himself apart from these rookies, and I think he is definitely doing it.
Ferrand charged in there, though, and Kazar made him pay for it with a spine buster. Now an ankle lock. You know who taught him that. Oh, my goodness. Mike Kazar just slamming Ferrand's face into the mat. There we go, going for the fireman's carry slam, and Ferrand. Up suplex, blocked by Kazar, and he reverses it.
I think that with Kazar, a little bit of that frustration is starting to show through. Maybe he was overestimating it a little bit and thinking this was going to be a really easy match.
Here's a cover, 1, 2. You have to believe he thought it was going to be an easy match. He went for the flashbang within like the first 2 minutes. Oh, big clothesline there. Mike Kazar wanted to get out of here quickly with his ticket to Mind Games, and Chris Ferrand has denied him that privilege. Ferrand into the ropes now. Big spine buster from Mike Kazar. Kazar rolling him into a cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Ferrand.
And you can just see the frustration building on the face of Mike Kazar. He wants this to be over with. He wants to get his ticket to Mind Games, and he wants to be out of here with as little damage to himself as possible.
Ferrand off the top rope, the missile drop kick. Taking down the veteran. Ferrand going immediately into a cover. And Rose, look at this.
See, what did I say? She's not afraid to get in the middle of things and interfere, but I really don't appreciate her interference.
Oh, the big chop from Ferrand. Molly Rose getting right in the middle of the action here. Ferrand with a clothesline off the top rope. Another cover. 1, 2. And Kazar kicking out again.
You have to remember, though, every second these men are here competing in this ring, it's a little bit more energy. It's a little bit more of themselves that they have to take out of Mind Games.
From Kazar!
That's exactly what I'm talking about. They have to take a little bit of themselves out of Mind Games, and, neither one of these men want that to happen.
And especially going against an opponent like John Purtle, you have to be at your absolute best. Mike Kazar again, and Ferrand managing to break free of that. Ferrand going for a big move now. No! Kazar facebuster out of the powerbomb.
Starting to look like Chris Ferrand's good enough isn't good enough.
And Ferrand has hit Kazar with absolutely everything he can imagine. And Mike Kazar just keeps on coming. Ferrand throws him into the corner. Oh, big clothesline there.
It's knowledge versus experience. You can have all the head knowledge in the world, but until you get that in-ring experience, there's no substitution for it.
Wow, just dropped Kazar right on his head there. Here's a cover. This could be it, too. Kick out by Kazar.
I mean, that man was a hardcore champion. He's not going to go down easily.
Man, Kazar's shoulder charge there, knocking Ferrand off his feet. Mike Kazar waiting for Ferrand to get up. Here we go. Full Nelson slam. And here we go again. Kazar out of the corner with a spear.
Molly Rose is going crazy over there.
Oh, the California Screamer.
And so are the rest of the fans.
And Ferrand kicked him away. How does Ferrand have the wherewithal? Oh, he just charged right into a belly-to-belly suplex, though.
I don't think he knows what he's doing, Jeff.
Chris Ferrand just ate a California Screamer. He didn't stay down for the pinfall attempt. Oh, wait a minute here. Ferrand. No, Kazar caught him with the forearm shot. Kazar now. Leg drop across the middle rope.
Seriously working that apron to his advantage. Another show of the veteran. Of course, it's kind of strange calling Mike Kazar the veteran.
Mike Kazar, oh, and a shot right to the chest. Sending Ferrand to the outside, and this is definitely not where Ferrand wanted to be. Mike Kazar realizing this isn't actually a hardcore match. Oh, look at that. Nice dodge from Ferrand and a forearm shot.
I'm telling you, I think that Mike Kazar really put himself at a disadvantage when he came into this match assuming that it was going to be an easy win.
Indeed, Ferrand has made this anything but easy. Kazar choking Ferrand.
I think that's
Tree of Woe.
It's a little sign of desperation there.
Flashbang and again, Ferrand! Ferrand reversing the flashbang. No, Kazar will not be denied. No, and he nails it.
A little less pandering, a little more pinning there, Mike.
1, 2, 3. Kazar is doing the mind games.
He's done it.
Mike Kazar is victorious. He will go on to the finals of the Sure Shot tournament.
But I am absolutely sure that is not the last that we've seen of Chris Ferrand. He really made a good showing tonight, and he has proved himself a serious competitor.
Oh, most definitely. Chris Ferrand definitely proving himself on the wait a minute. Here comes John Purtle. Are we about to have a problem here?
Knowing John Purtle? Probably.
John Purtle on his way to the ring. Perhaps to get a face-to-face look at his Mind Games opponent. These two will meet in the finals of the Sure Shot tournament this Sunday. Who will get the SWF title shot? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you Sunday.
Mind Game 7.